Hi, this is Stephanie Hansen. You're listening to Dishing with Stephanie's Dish. And this is a podcast where sometimes I talk about food things and sometimes I talk about life things. And in this particular situation, it's kind of both. I am here with my guest, Michelle Geyer. Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
Maybe I've told you these things, but I will tell you again. So the very first time I met you is really vivid in my mind because I met you at the Fine Line. It was an event and you were like, so everything, like you had this cool jacket on and a cool shirt and you had cool jewelry and you were with like your bitch ass lady friends.
Yeah.
We danced and we just had like the best time. And then I was like, oh, it's Michelle Geyer. She's really cool. And Steph March was like, yeah, don't you know her? She's the salty tart. And I didn't really. And then over time, I got to know you as you started Salty Tart, and then you expanded, and you are a James Beard award-winning pastry chef. And I would see you around, and then you came to my house a couple times, and then we talked about how we love sailing.
Yes.
And then COVID, which was seriously like 18 months ago. And I just was thinking about you the other day, and I was like, shit, I want to talk to her. I want to figure out like what happened, what she's doing. And I should mention too, and probably, I don't know if you talk about this a lot, but you were also a stage 3 cancer survivor.
I am.
And
so
same. Yeah, same. So that's not something everybody loves to just hang out and chat about, but it is a thing.
It is a thing. I don't mind chatting about it.
How long have you been cancer free?
Just over 5 years.
And when you got to that 5-year mark, because that's like the magic mark for lots of people, did you feel any different?
I don't know I don't know that there'll ever be a magic mark for me.
Me neither.
There's just never a time where I'm going to be like, oh, I think I'm good to go here. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. I 100% know what you mean.
It'll just be forever. And it's something, it's something I work on, but I'm always like, toe cancer, ear cancer. Like what are you coming back as? What are you coming back as? If you came around, rolling around, hollering at my lungs, what are you up to now?
Yeah. And do you like every time you have like a weird feeling, are you like, oh?
It's more of a, if I feel really sick, it's not a feeling, but if I feel like, during COVID was hard for me because I was like, oh, am I getting sick, or is it cancer? Is it COVID? What is it? It's more like a feeling that gets me sad, and then I get really sad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's hard to explain to people that haven't gone through it, because everybody in the world wants you to just be like, okay, right? Because like, you're great, you're okay. And
yeah, you survived. So like, come on, let's go.
Yeah. And then like our friend Chef Jack Rabel is in hospice care right now for stage 4 cancer. And he's like trying to live his best life. And everybody is like, oh, look how great Jack's doing. And sometimes I just get kind of sad because I think, yeah, but he's still dying.
I'm so sad about it. Is it hard for you? It's hard for me. I only can send him love notes, and I can only send him light and love, because that survivor's guilt thing it's rough for me.
It's really interesting to hear you say that, because I had a lot of survivor's guilt in the beginning. And then I thought I had kind of gotten past it.
Yeah.
Until him and another good friend of mine died recently too. And with those two, I felt like I could never be sorry enough. I could never be helpful enough, compassionate enough.
Yeah. The extreme sadness. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it is. And I spent time with him. And
did you?
I did. And it was hard for me to do it. And I wanted to go with Stephanie, if I'm being perfectly honest, because I wanted her to kind of like
keep it light.
Yeah. And then she kind of went on her own, and I was like, well, I'm not going to miss this chance. So I went alone, and it was a Sunday morning, and it was him and Kat, and we had a beautiful time just talking. And I was like, just straight up brutally honest. Like, I'm so sad you're dying. And he was like, I'm so happy you just said it. He goes, so many people just like, don't know what to say.
like I've been to chemo with him a couple times because we have the same oncologist, the same doctor, and the same nurses, and we have the same people. Do you know what I mean? Like we got chemo in the same room. Like we have the same doctors. And so I went and supported him, in the beginning during all of that. And
yeah, it's hard. And also I think I have to remind myself sometimes too, like no person that's going through cancer is sitting around keeping a list of who's grieving enough, who's doing it right, who's doing it wrong.
Right.
You're just doing it.
Yes.
So
yes.
You
were one of my first calls when I found out.
I remember, and I just remember feeling like, oh, I hope I'm at all helpful. Or, I mean, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. There's going to be some chemo. What's the deal?
And you also don't want to be like that, just completely. I am kind of a Debbie Downer just in general, because I'm sort of the realist person. You don't want to be that person that's like, oh, yeah, well, let me tell you, it's going to get pretty rough.
Yeah. Right.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
During that whole time, you've had a lot happen because you were with someone that you were partnered with and you're not anymore. Are you back on the love life trail?
I am.
Tell me about that.
It's rough out there.
I can't even imagine.
Oh, the stories and the ghosting and the just craziness that happens. And I just kind of went into it like it's a numbers game. So you're just like, keep them in rotation. Do you know what I mean? Don't give up. You can't give up. Don't give up. You can be down for a day. You can be sad that this one didn't work out, but you gotta keep going.
Yeah. Cause you wanted to be partnered.
Yeah. I'm about to be an empty nester. And now I'm done taking care of, my two humans.
Yep.
The three of us are breaking up. We're like breaking up the band. People are moving out, getting boyfriends. And now it's time.
Yeah. And I think for a lot of people that are single parents too, they wait until the kids are out to really in a meaningful way do it. And then it's like you're game on, you're ready.
Yes. Yes. So just finding that person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you online date?
Yes, I've done Facebook online dating. I've done Bumble and Hinge.
Okay, all right. And everybody's meeting online nowadays. So it used to be like in the day you couldn't really say you're like, oh, it was online, but now people are like, yeah, it's online. Big whoop.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of the only thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to rock this project out, right?
Yep. And where during COVID, like, what was that like?
I didn't really, did I see, I was in the beginning of seeing someone. So he was a great COVID boyfriend.
Yeah. All right. Great COVID boyfriend. I didn't plug my computer in, so I think I've got limited time here. So I'm just going to keep going. Okay. So during COVID, like before COVID, you had closed down your businesses, so you didn't have to necessarily deal with that, like COVID.
No, dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Are you thinking about that?
Yeah, I think about it a lot. I think what a blessing it was. And I'm just happy that I listened to my body and myself because I was so stressed out and just life was no fun anymore. And it was so stressful. And I just thought that this can't be the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? Like for what? A cookie? Like my happiness is way more important than any of this stuff.
Do you think that cancer got you there?
Oh, cancer definitely helped. Absolutely.
I tell people about like that there is a silver lining, but it sometimes takes a while to see it. And
I'm grateful. Like, I've done enough work and I've done enough the past is grateful work to know that I am thankful to be right here today, right now, here with you. And that I went through that and it's done. And what a blessing, because there's a lot of lessons.
Yeah, it helps you clarify what's important to you and you don't feel, I just don't feel like I have lots of time. I feel like time is finite and I need to move it forward.
And I don't want to waste any time.
Yes, because you don't know how much time you have. And it's not even like a sad thing. It's just a thing. Like you saw the door opened and you saw out what that looks like. And then the door closed and you were like, "Ooh, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta get moving."
Yeah. And I just thought, like, if I ever got sick again, I don't want this to be the end of my story.
Yeah. Yeah.
The end of my story was just the salty tart. Like, I have a lot of other things that I want to do and other ways to be creative and, you know.
And are you enjoying the work that you're doing now? I hate to, do I call you a corporate chef? I don't exactly know what the right words are.
I've been calling myself a food scientist lately because I've been in the food science world. So I'm doing formulating recipes for all their retail divisions.
Okay. So, and that makes sense because pastry obviously is so precise.
Yeah. And this is all pastry work. I'm not doing any savory. I do savory work in schools in our different locations, but this is all pastry work.
Are you
for me, like the Hawaiian roll, like to take over Hawaiian roll business?
Oh, because there is some room there because those things are good, but they're so sweet. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
If you could have one with like 3/10 of the sugar and it would still like have that puffiness of a delicious dinner roll.
Right.
So corporate chef and you're happy.
So happy. I have like regular hours. I get regular paychecks. I have paid time off. I work with great people. I work for this great family that I adore. And I'm happy.
And you're a leader because you've always been a leader, but you're a leader in a different capacity.
Yes. Where I'm not like a leader who's alone. You know,
you have support,
all the decisions, all the responsibilities, all the things. I just want to have fun.
Yeah. Are you doing any traveling?
I'm going to Chicago this coming weekend. The Charlie Trotter documentary is going to be at the Chicago Film Fest. So I'm walking the red carpet and hanging out with all those people.
I have thought about you because I know he was a very important person in your life.
Yes. So we filmed in LA. We did all these interviews 2 years ago, and it'll be at the film festival this weekend in Chicago. So I'm super about that. If
it comes to town, let me know and we'll do something with it.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right?
Yeah, it would be. Well, I'm glad I checked in with you. I've been missing you and I'd love to get together soon, but I just thought, well, I'll just call her and talk to her and see if she'll just tell me what she's up to. And Michelle, thank you for spending time with me, and we'll make sure to get you back on Weekly Dish too.
I'd love to.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. Mwah. Bye, honey.
Bye.